top 10 reasons to do something, top 10 reasons to choose, top 10 tips on traveling in Sri Lanka. Maybe have decided that they want to come and visit me. Then on Facebook, start a fan page, which we have already done. 2005, Dell didn't have a blog, but one of the customers did. You don't have a blog, and one of the customers writes something like this. Because of a bad service that they had, and they're complaining about it. There's no way you can reply to it because you're not a blogger and your company may not have the policy to actually monitor and reply. So you want to at least have a strategy when someone writes a blog bad about the company. How do you go about interacting? So you want to think of strategy behind this. And when something bad has happened, it's going to happen. Someone's going to write something bad sooner or later. How do you, go ahead and how do you actually resolve this? And when you don't have a blog or your company is not aware of using social media, this is what happened when the customer is very upset and their customer strikes back. So he writes a blog and informs everybody about a bad service. And the other bloggers that read about it, add on. So they may come to the post and, hey, I've written similar bad experience, and they put a link. And what happened eventually is Dell Help. So if you go into Dell and you type in Dell Help, there's actually links of bad experiences with Dell. So this is really, really negative press, and something that it's just because the company is not on social media, they can't really control it. Such a thing snowballs to Dell Help. And what's worse is, because of all this information that you can find on Google, now actually you get negative press from New York Times and Wall Street Journal as well. And it's not only gone on online commenters bashing your company, the newspapers are getting into action as well. And this is something that becomes a nightmare because it's even harder to resolve once all these people that are online start to group together. So Dell couldn't fight back because they didn't have a blog and they were unable to communicate with the angry bloggers here. And at the time, there wasn't any company policy or strategies to handle, someone on blog telling the company off that they will get service. But there is a happy ending to this. Dell, started their own blog, and in the age of consumers empowered by blogs and social media, Dell has led from worse to worse. So you find that after this experience, they actually had a big strategy, but you don't really need someone to start saying bad things about your company before you convert your company into social media. Because you can start now, which you are doing so, but you just need to have a strategy and you need to monitor what other people are talking before it really becomes a crisis. So, and this is a very interesting thing. Like Dell actually dispatched technicians to reach out to complaining bloggers to solve their problem, because in this way, instead of going through customer service, the technicians, they know what's going on, and they interact directly. So there's no layers in between, and it's actually earning a very pleasant buzz in return because they get a lot of things done really fast, and they don't need to go through customer service. And this is Dell's blog. So Dell has a new blog and it's very user friendly. It's got a lot of things well categorized, and if you want to find, because having a blog, when someone has a problem, they will ask you about a problem and you resolve it on your blog, and it becomes knowledge that when everybody else has similar problems, they can go in there and they don't have to call customer service. They can go in there and resolve it themselves. So having a blog is actually very helpful, in Dell's case. And for you, if people are constantly asking, what can I do in Sri Lanka and things like that, if you have a blog, serving that cause, it becomes a very positive thing, and you're actually doing a public service for your blog. Like you're actually helping people learn more